Hi folks, Mr. MegaManFan here. Like, share, comment, subscribe, you know all the things to do. Today we're looking at World Circuit for PC Engine on the PC Engine files. And even though I have the physical version here in front of me, I plan to use emulated footage because I wasn't happy with how the recording looked the last time I pointed a camera at a PC Engine while it was playing. In fact, by the time you see this, I will probably have gone back and updated that video with footage from an emulator as opposed to the footage that I filmed, although I will keep the original audio. So if that previous video seemed a little strange, now you'll know why. Because this time, I feel like getting the best video quality possible, but I just wanted you to see what the physical version of World Circuit looked like before I went to the emulated version. But rest assured, this is tested and working, and it only cost me a few dollars on eBay, which, by the prices of PC Engine games, is highly affordable. So, it was worth taking a chance on, I guess is what I'm trying to say. A racing game for a few dollars. I feel like it's pretty hard to go wrong with that on PC Engine when there are so many other games you can spend so much more money on. Let's get to that game footage. Since Ryan would mention this if I didn't, there is an English language patch for World Circuit. It is not hard to find. In fact, if you're Googling to look up information about this PC Engine game, you'll find more references to the English language patch than to actual information about the game itself. In fact, the PC Engine Bible has a rather terse entry on the subject where it says, "Overhead Formula One racing game." That is all they tell you. Also, if you're searching for this online, you're probably going to find a lot of references to Formula One Grand Prix by Microprose. And it will be noted in those entries that it goes by the name World Circuit in certain territories, but that is not this World Circuit. Microprose and Namco are definitely not the same thing, so don't get it twisted. If you see Formula One Grand Prix and World Circuit listed together, they are not this game, they are a different game. World Circuit stands alone, and maybe for good reason, because I don't know that I can highly recommend this game. Look, it is accessible. There isn't a language barrier so high to overcome that a patch is absolutely necessary, but once you start playing, the depth feels rather shallow. And I think even with the menus translated, it would not be much more than what you're seeing on the screen right now, because I managed to get into two different modes while I was trying World Circuit. One was this practice lap, and another was a race with other cars around me. But I learned two things very quickly. First of all, the practice mode is very dull. I mean, it is a practice mode after all, but it is the height of uninteresting because you're looking at a race from the top down that somehow still manages to loop all the way around back onto itself. I can't even imagine physically how that's possible. Maybe it's a Mobius strip, but somehow it does it, and it just repeats the same left, right, straight, left, right, straight, left, right, straight, over and over and over again. There aren't even hairpin or U-turns that make you completely slow down and go the opposite direction. You're always constantly scrolling upward, and no derivation in that formula, no matter what turns you go around. Now, the plus side of that is it does make the car fairly easy to control when you're always going in one direction. But then again, it's hard to control because it seems like you can spin out if you go around a corner too fast, and that wouldn't be such a bad thing if they didn't make it so hard to recover from a spin out once you do. You have to completely throttle off the gas and then start moving your car again. And by the time you do, if you're doing that in a race, every single car has gotten so far ahead of you that you have no chance of catching up. And there's no way to change that. You don't have any sort of nitrous oxide boost. You don't have any items that you can pick up along the track. I mean, they're trying to be somewhat accurate to real Formula One racing, so of course you wouldn't have item pickups and power-ups, but that just leaves this as a lesser, inferior competitor to games like Mario Kart, which are not only more appealing graphically and musically, but have a diversity in gameplay where you can actually catch up if you fall behind thanks to those items. You can't do that here. You'll get lapped very easily if you spin out even once. It's unrecoverable. You might as well just hit pause, quit the race, and start over again. It is infuriating, and I don't see how an English patch would make any difference to that. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. World Circuit may be obscure just because of these reasons. Out of the numerous racing games that you can find on PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16, it is not the best. And I suspect that it's also very cheap for that exact same reason. It's not the best. There is not high demand for World Circuit, and other than adding a new game to your collection for a relatively modest amount, I can't say there are any other virtues to it. The noise of your car is grating. It's like nails on a blackboard. And the music is good, but it just loops endlessly, and there's no way to select new music that I know of. So you're stuck listening to that tune, and eventually you'll get tired of that as much or more than the noise your car makes when it's revved up to full speed. Maybe if there were a little more diversity to it, like if you could shift gears somehow. I've tried all the buttons on the controller and I can't do that. If there was something you could do when you pit to like change out your tires or add more fuel or get a fuel booster of some kind. But pitting never seems to do anything other than put me further behind in a race, so I just don't know, man. I'm trying here. I'm trying to find good things to say about World Circuit. Well, the scrolling is smooth, and like I said, it's not the worst game to control. It's not uncontrollable. The graphics are okay. They don't look terrible. Well, that's about it. World Circuit is not recommended. I'm just going to be honest. There was a 5-word review on World Circuit on PC Engine Software Bible. Overhead Formula One racing game. Does it need more than 5 words? No. Did I want more information? Yes. Am I giving you more information? Perhaps. But should you play this? Probably not. I mean, I can see one circumstance. You've already tried every other racing game you can possibly think of. You've downloaded them all. You've bought them all. This is the only one left. Then, for the sake of completeness, call yourself Gerard and play World Circuit. That's it. At this point in the footage, I was actually interrupted by a text message, and I was pleased. I was happy for an excuse to quit playing World Circuit, just like I'm equally happy that my watch just went off while I was recording this voiceover, because that gives me another excuse to say, we're done here. World Circuit, you gave it a good college try. A for effort, F- for execution. Namco, I've played better games from you. I've played better racing games from you. Why you thought this was acceptable is completely beyond me. I'm Mr. MegaManFan. This has been the PC Engine Files. I thank you for your patronage and your viewership, And I hope next week's game is better than this one. But until then, in the meantime, in between times, take care of yourselves. Bye for now.